First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Quadash, and double honors to those great millstone, all unto his truth, and also to those filet that scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great, powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type D lesson is Trump is considering suspending Habeas Corpus. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start the lesson, I have a quick news article here by the BBC. And it reads that Trump administration consider suspending Habeas Corpus. It said Donald Trump administration is actively looking at suspending habeas corpus, the right of a person to challenge their detention in court, said one of the U.S. President's top aide had said. Stephen Miller, the White House deputy chief of staff, told reporters on Friday that the U.S. Constitution allows for the legal liberty to be suspended in times of rebellion or invasion. Said his comment come as judges have sought to challenge some recent detentions made by the Trump administration in an effort to combat illegal immigration as well as to remove descending foreign students. So we're seeing right here that this will give them the right to, pretty much lock you up without a cause. So that's where this is what we already know where this is leading. He won't total control. So he already started this deportation, mass deportation operation already, man. And we're seeing right now that a lot of people are being detained as a U.S. citizen. So they're trying to bypass all of that. We already know what happened a couple of weeks ago about a guy, I think he was a Turkish student, and he got deported to, I think, El Salvador. And so they're trying to go around it. They just want to grab up whoever they deem a threat, and lock you up, put you in these facilities, these FEMA camps, these chipping stations, and also line you up to those guillotine if you refuse to take it under the skin. So we know where all these things are going. So we already know that this is exactly what he wants, So we slowly seeing that, that ever since Donald Trump been into office, when he got in office, I think it was January the 21st or January the 20th, when he got into office, that, we seeing that he's slowly dismantling the government. Also, he's slowly taking your rights away from you. And who rights is he taking away? The people of color, the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Indians. I'm talking to you. We already know that we're very close to Jacob's trouble, a time of trouble that we've never seen before. Also, we know that the hour of temptation is fast approach. We know that a grain of rice is going to work hand in hand with this. So that's what we constantly seeing. So this man is trying to bypass, really to take your rights to challenge being locked up without a cause. Also, to take your right from having a hearing or anything, a court day. It could be detained with no charges, no hearing, and no way to fight back. So that's exactly what they want. They want total control, take your rights away from you. Any given time, they shall be like sparemen. Shall be like madmen, Salaki, sparing none. So that's what we coming upon. Also we know that this is going to cause total chaos. That's exactly what they want. Let's get a little bit more of this report. So we know that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath because he knowing that he has a very short time. While you're sleeping, the devil is constantly getting busy. And who is the devil? The so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says here, there are several pending civil cases against the Trump administration deportations of undocumented migrants based on habeas corpus. Said most recently in a federal judge ordered the release of a Turkish university student who had been detained for 6 weeks after writing an article that was critical of Israel. So you see it right here. You speak out anything, just like I say, we know that the great persecution is coming. We know that they're gonna come up, they're gonna deem you as a terrorist if you speak out against the government or their way of doing things. So we already know that at any given time they can call martial law. They can say that, like it says right here in this report, it says rebellions are invasion. So they feel like it's an uproar of a people, or they think it's civil unrest or a civil war. So we already know that they're gonna cause this chaos, so they can bring forth that solution. They want total control. He want a military to work hand in hand with the local police, which in fact a police state. Look it up, and also look up Project 25. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tell you a lot of things that this is lining up with. So this man want total control to do whatever he wants. So basically, this is taking away your rights. If you get locked up, you don't have any rights. You know what I'm saying? They can lock you up without any cause. Also, they can detain you and don't give you no type of court date, no hearing, no bond, not anything. You'll be just sitting for several days or months. You know what I'm saying? Even, could unalive you. So this is where we are. This is where we're going. So we seeing left and right, they're constantly bringing forth these unrighteous decrees. So let's get that right quick before we start today's video. I had a little 50-second video, but I got 3 other videos to bring it up a little bit more than that. Let's go here to Isaiah. Just a quick lesson through a spirit. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1 said, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed." So woe go into destruction. Also these decrees go into a law, or a mandate. So we seeing right now, they are constantly trying to shortcut things, go around things. They don't want to use the court for anything. He just want to have free will to do whatever he wants. But we know there's no such thing as free will, but he won't have total control to do whatever he wants to do. If he want to come at your house at any given time, or your job, or wherever you at, just come and grab you up and take you wherever and do whatever he wants to do to you. This man is the devil. So let's read in the NLT. It said, "What sorrow awaits the unrighteous judges and those who issue unfair laws." So that's exactly what they're doing, with these unfair laws, trying to suspend, really basically trying to take away your rights to even to put up any type of fight when they come go with us. If you don't want to go with them, then they're gonna resort to that. He gonna resort to that sword, his blessing. So we're very close. Salakia. So we're seeing right now that this is very serious. He already coming with this already coming with said back in January that he was gonna use the military to deport. But we already know what this is all about. People of color. They getting ready to target people of color. Already started with the northern tribe. We already know that the southern tribe is getting ready to get involved also. We knowing that, who shall rouse him up. So there's a lot of things that's going on left and right. It's already in the air that it's going to be a race war. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is constantly setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian, American against America. This nation is divided. It cannot stand. So now let's start today's video. And after the video, we'll start a lesson. And I hope that you will get edified. Also, when you go into that Latin word, Habeas Corpus, it means you shall have the body. That's what it means. And that's the Latin term for that's what it means, give you understanding of. So basically, they want total control. So now let's start today's video. And after the video, we'll start a lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
The Trump administration just floated the idea of suspending the constitutional right to a court hearing. Watch this clip of incel Skeletor Stephen Miller telling reporters that the Trump administration is considering suspending habeas corpus.
Well, the Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So I would say that's an option we're actively looking at. Look, a lot of it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not.
Habeas corpus is a Latin phrase meaning you shall have the body. It's a constitutional right enshrined in Article 1, Section 9 of the Constitution that guarantees the right to challenge unlawful detention or imprisonment in court. According to the Constitution, habeas corpus can only be suspended in, quote, cases of rebellion or invasion, which the Trump administration is trying to claim for undocumented immigrants. Habeas corpus has only been suspended 4 times in history. During the Civil War, when we arrested Confederate sympathizers without a trial, leading to the Supreme Court striking it down. During Reconstruction, when we suspended habeas corpus to combat terrorism from the Ku Klux Klan. During World War II, when it was suspended for Japanese Americans sent to internment camps during the war. And after 9/11, when it was suspended by an act of Congress to arrest foreign nationals detained in Guantanamo Bay as enemy combatants, which was ultimately struck down. The Trump administration is inventing fake threats as a precursor to strip us of our constitutional rights. It's exactly the kind of thing authoritarians do when they want to dismantle democracy. But remember, our strength is in numbers. The more of us who speak out, the weaker these fascists are. So share this video and follow me to stay informed.
These motherfuckers cherry-pick the Constitution just like they cherry-pick the Bible.
The Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So it's an option we're actively looking at.
Y'all know they could do this shit to you too, right? If they can manufacture an invasion that they believe gives them the right to rescind habeas corpus, to rescind due process, they could manufacture any situation to take away your civil rights too. They are just counting on you not caring because they are targeting brown people. They are counting on you feeling protected by your privilege and your whiteness, thinking you are immune to this kind of authoritarian nightmare. You are not. Nobody is immune. They are doing this because they keep losing. Judges keep upholding the Constitution. Y'all remember the Turkish grad student, Rumeysa Özkirk, the woman who was literally kidnapped off the street by undercover ICE agents? She was granted bail today, and the judge said her right to due process was violated. This administration is pissed that her constitutional rights are being upheld. There is no threat. There is no invasion. They just want the ability to rip people off of the street and make sure those people are never heard from again.
So now let's start today's lesson, and once again I hope that you will get edified. So we'll start here first. Let's go here to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Let's start off there, because that's what the devil's getting ready to do, to come down with great wrath. So we already know that he's constantly, slowly taking away your rights. And also, we knowing that he getting ready to bring forth that sword, that blessing, this man is getting ready to lose his damn mind. A lot of people right now still are going on with their, just not considering, still don't know what time that we're living in, still don't know who the enemy is and don't know who they are. So, man, we're here, man. Let's start up here. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knowing that he has but a short time. So he's seeing that his time, he's seeing that, that his days are determined. So we know right now that he's trying to put everything into place. He's making a big deal about this deportation. But one thing about it, we already know who they are targeting, who they're coming for. People of color, the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Indians. And one thing about it, while you're sleeping, the devil is constantly getting busy. So he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's going to use that military and also that technology. You know what I'm saying? That's where we coming down to the wire. Jacob trouble is fast approach. So now let's go here to Psalms. Let's go to Psalm chapter 19. No, Psalm chapter 94. Psalm chapter 94 and start at verse 16. Psalm chapter 94 and verse 16 says, who will rise up for me against the workers? Psalm chapter 94 and verse 16, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? So one thing about it is, it's high time to wake out of sleep, and also, stand up for what? For righteousness. We're not going to try to be carnally, going and try to pick up the gun and try to say, hey, we're going to stop this, and that. We're going to stand up for who? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's why the Lord told us to wait on him to rise up against the prey. But right now, who is the one is raised up? Who is the one is standing up against the workers of iniquity, what the prophets, the men of the Lord that's in the highways and byways, the one that's making these video epistles, the one that's constantly warning you, all these impending dangers that's fast approaching. Psalm chapter 94 and verse 20 said, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? Said, which frame is a mischief with a law. So that's exactly what we're seeing. This man is trying to suspend your rights so he can do whatever the hell he seem fit. Just like they shall be like madmen sparing none. So we coming upon that time. So he's constantly putting things into place, and constantly getting ready to bring in the military. Why is this man is doing all of these things? What is he trying to do? Bring forth that new system, the NWO. So let's read this once again. Psalm chapter 94 and verse 20 says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which framing mischief by a law? Say exactly what they're doing. Left and right, we seeing it framing mischief with a law, each and every day, trying to bypass what is right. Just going straight. They want to just go, he wants to go straight to do whatever he wishes, what he deemed is a threat. He wants to go head on and attack it and cut it off, what's called to conquer and divide. So we already know order out of chaos. Verse 21 said, they gathered themselves together against the souls of the righteous and condemned the innocent blood. So we seeing that also. So that's what they're, constantly doing, plotting, against the just, with his military, with his unrighteous decrees. These totalitarian law, these draconian law, dictatorship. That's exactly what's going. So we see in America, it's slowly become anarchy. Look that word up when you get around to it. Verse 22, it said, but the Lord is my defense and my power. Said, is the rock of my refuge. So the Lord, in the times of trouble, the Lord, will be, your stronghold in times of trouble. Verse 23 said, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our power shall cut them off. So that's what the Lord is getting ready to do. He's getting ready to cut this man off. He's getting ready to bring this man out of rulership. That's what we're longing. That's what we're longing for. Esau at the end of this age, the end of his rulership, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So, the end of an age, end of this rulership as we know it, and we get ready to come into that new age, that follow that new rulership, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So let's read this once again. Psalm chapter 94 and verse 23 said, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall call them to Salakia. Psalm chapter 94 and verse 23, it said, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our power shall cut them off. So that's what the Lord is getting ready to do. He's getting ready to cut these heathen nations off. Starting with the head of these heathen nations, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So this man right now, he knows that he's running out of time. Everything that he tried, these judges, bucking up against him, so they want to lock up basically the citizens, these U.S. citizens. They don't give a damn, That's just a front that they're using. Talk about deportation, undocumented or illegal. Hey, that's all a rule. They're coming for Israel. One thing about it, we already know Jacob's trouble is fast approaching, man. We are so very close, man. So now the Lord is going to cut them off very soon. So we don't have anything to worry about, but trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. Let's go here to Second Ezra chapter 16. Second Ezra chapter 16. We'll start up at verse 69. Verse 68, Salakia. And it reads, said, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idols, with things offered to idols. So we already seeing that great multitude is getting ready to kindle over you, your enemy, this military, these things are coming upon us at a fast pace. And they get ready, to feed you things being idols, You already know what that idol is, that grain of rice under the skin, and a lot of people going to be placed in these facilities, these prisons, That's why the Lord said in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10, be thy faithful You know what I'm saying? Until death, I will give you a crown of life. The devil shall cast some of you into prison. So we coming upon that time. You know what I'm saying? That we seeing that burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people getting ready to be taken away. That's what we're seeing right now. This law right here, they're gonna be taking away a whole lot of people and feed you things being idle. You know what I'm saying? We already know what that idea is. Once again, that grain of rice. And this is what the Lord said right here, verse 69. Say, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you submit or you consent, you will be trodden underfoot. You will have to suffer the second death, which in fact is the lake of fire. America is the lake of fire. Babylon the Great. So one thing about it is you don't want to feel the fire. Trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Verse 70 said, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. It's coming very soon. You know, if this happens, it's going to cause insurrection. Because people are going to be fighting. You know, there's going to be a lot of uproar, you know, protesting, rioting, sedition among men, civil unrest, civil war, race war. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. You know, who fear the Lord? You know, it's the elect, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. But one thing about it, you know, even though they're going to come in like this, the enemy going to come in like a flood, but the Lord's going to lift up that standard, that supernatural intervention. You know, the archangel Michael, when you go to Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, is going to have to stand up for the children of Israel. It's going to get just that bad. Verse 72 said, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So when that time of trouble comes, you know, the military, people, you know, your neighbor, you know, the people, it's going to be what a food show. You already know what's going on with the ports. You know, that they're talking about they're drying up, that your shelves are going to be empty. And so all hell is getting ready to break loose. We coming upon this time. Food shortage, rolling blackout, cyber attack, you know what I'm saying, kill or be killed. You know, these things are coming upon us fast approach. Cannibalism, you know, we constantly warning you left and right. You know what I'm saying? So these houses going to be, you know, people going to be cast out of their house, drug out of their house. They shall be like madmen sparing none. That's what he want to do. Do what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? And really, in fact, trying to make you a perpetual slave. Verse 73 says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So one thing about it, you know, in that day they shall know that a prophet was among them, and they're going to be knowing who exactly the Lord is dealing with in that time, because the Lord's going to have that hedge of protection upon them. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is going to do a lot of supernatural things, you know what I'm saying, that great glory and great power. It is fast approaching. Verse 74 say, Hear, O ye, my beloved, says the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Verse 75 said, Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is your guide. So that's all we got to do is constantly trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. They talking about in case of a rebellion or invasion, so they can manufacture, engineer one and bring forth this, you know, suspend this Habeas Corpus. You know what I'm saying? So they can, you know, take away your rights. And once again, you know, the right to, you know, if you get locked up, you won't have any rights to say anything. You just there. You know, they can detain you at any given time. You know, say, oh, we detain you because of this, or we contain you because of that. But one thing about it, you know, we already know that the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. We knowing that his time is very short. So we see that he's constantly putting these things into play, these unrighteous decrees, constantly, you know, these unfair laws, these things, you know, mandates. You know what I'm saying? Also, he could call a lockdown, a martial law at any given time. We're seeing that World War III is constantly brewing. We're seeing that we're right here. Digital society, you know, the infrastructure, that grain of rice. We're constantly warning you left and right, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is Trump is considering suspending Habeas Corpus. So I like to say shalom. And I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say shalom, shalom, Kwam Yasharala, shalom, shalom.